Welcome back everyone to Banished, and I decided to do a little bit of a time lapse just to get some of these bits and pieces in and start a little bit of the decoration process. Where's that boat going? Don't even remember dealing with that one unless it was from here. So yeah, not quite finished, but just a little bit of detail work done. We got some nice weeping willow trees in around the graveyard. I think pretty much I've done all the work on the 2 oak pub. Hence the trees. I don't know if I'm going to add any more. Bearing in mind I don't have the mega mod, so I'm not kind of privy to all the decorational stuff. So I'm working with everything that I have in 1.7. We've got some little bits going on down the side of these houses. Not quite finished. A few more touching ups. Quite a bit of work to do over here, but I think we'll get this one done pretty quickly. Then we've got the whole kind of quay and dock area that needs to be worked upon. We're producing huge amounts of food. Okay, the population has dropped a little bit. Yeah, because everybody knows that I just like to build houses with no consideration for how quickly I build them, and I don't build new ones when I should do. So yeah, we get massive death waves, but I'm here to make it look nice, not to play the game properly. But these two are bringing in huge amounts of food for us, as long as we have the domesticated animals, which means I can do something with this. So I want to make it look more normal, if there's such a thing, more like a proper farm. So I might work on the dairy in this episode, but as time goes by I'm going to remove lots of this and depend on trade, but we're going to have some farms in and make it look like a proper agricultural area, and then that means I can fiddle around with this a little bit as well. So yeah, I think we'll probably work on the dairy farm. So as you can see at the moment, we're currently at our food limit, which I did increase, and I've continuously increased, but the problem is the more you increase it, the more storage you need. So I'm not like overly fussed about it, and we've got more food than we need. So I mean, I'll put it to 200,000 for the moment, but if we go to the town hall, let's have a see. So production for food is only 56,000. So it used 56, but we only produced 21. That's because we've been over the limit, so the food we're physically producing isn't very high, but we're trading in so much. And there isn't a graph here for what you're trading, and I don't think... And that's just where the food is, isn't it? But as you can see, if you look over 100 years, it's took a ridiculous spike. So this is roughly where we've been tinning all the food. So we got quite a huge jump once we started doing that, but now we've doubled the food just by trading. So that tells me currently with what we're trading, I can remove a lot of the farms, and if I need to, I can just add another trade post. So it's neither here or there. Most of these are okay though. Students 60, children 80. Citizens 452 altogether, but 300. We're a little bit behind on the children, but that's because I forget to build houses. There is some here, but they need homewares, and I don't think... Oh no, I have got some. I wasn't sure. Might have traded for them at some point, but yeah, we're going to build some of the nicer houses in here. This is going to be... I don't quite know how to describe it. They're going... Oh, here we go. They're going to have front gardens and a little bit of a back garden. They're going to have lots of space. Which you kind of might think, well, why have you done that? But the people that are going to live here really are going to be the people that work in the town hall and the main council people. So there's not going to be like everything rammed in such a small place. I'll probably kind of, in a sense, draw a line here and have the markets and stuff so that can supply them. But we'll probably get another house here, here, and here. So it's not kind of symmetrical or anything like that. I'm not kind of going for that look. I just want them to have the room, and it is the really nice houses as well, which I really like that I've not used yet. So we've got that kind of going on. Look at that! Oh my goodness, that's a lot of tin. So the issue here is, if we've hit the food limit, what's the problem? 1 second. Is that 20? Have I missed a 0? Aha! Bingo, there we go, that will kick in again. So yeah, we're just producing way too much. And we can trade all that tin anyway if we need to. I think we might take that if we can afford it. We probably can. Take some chocolate. Keep people happy. It's 22,000, so let's do some of this. Overpaying by 3,000. Need 2,000. We're just short with feathers there, I think. It was 90, wasn't it? 10. What have we got? There we go. We will take that. So yeah, I'm quite happy with the look that we kind of get in here, and it is quite crammed in. It's not something I tend to do, but it's working. What have we got in here? Vendors, labourers, builders. Okay, so quite a few of them are working on what's going on over here. Because that's the other thing, when you build things so condensed, if I have to get jobs, there will be buildings I'll be putting in here anyway, so it's not a problem. Stone, we've hit the stone limit. May as well increase that. I'm going to need it for key walls when I continue with this. But I kind of want to look at the dairy farm. Let me just deal with this trader first. I instantly bought everything. Or enough to fill up here. And once that gets full, they can't take anymore. So I have put out here a meat locker and a root cellar, but because they're not using food quick enough, so basically they will unload into these, which frees them up ready to take more stock. And I'm going to have to do the same over here. I might put a few more in, but at the moment we've got way more food than we actually need. So naturally it's going to be a bit of a pain. And we've got even more food coming in now. Right, so let's clear away some of this stuff. Just so I can see what I'm doing. Plus that will bolster our wood supplies as well, because we're not doing too well with those. We do need another forestry area at some point. Something I definitely need to look into. Could potentially use this if we're not going to use farming. Although if we've got industry, but yeah, we've got plenty of space. You don't realise how much space you have sometimes. Because I don't even think I'm using the full size map, so we will clear all of this out. I think that's everything. Let's just pick up some of the other bits and pieces that are lingering around the map that are useful to us. I have to do this every so often because this is where we're getting our domesticated animals from. Plus, it keeps the trees back as well. There is a lot of trees. As you can see, I've done it pretty recently. Oh, it looks like we've got one of our new houses in as well. We were going to take a look at that. There we go. Oh, we got 3 of them. Oh, almost 3. So this is the house. I really like them. They're so nice. They look very British almost. At least the old Victorian style houses. So the general gist is I'm going to have obviously a path going up to the door, and they're going to have roughly this kind of area to themselves, each house. So I'll be able to do some nice gardens and things. So bearing in mind I'm doing that kind of space, like I said, because of the way it's set up, I'll probably be able to get another row of houses kind of going along here. So it's not going to be cram-packed. I mean, I need to get a road through here as well, so I'll kind of space it out right. But it's just going to be for these guys. And should anything terrible happen, they can put down their portcullis and hide behind their walls, which is exactly what they want. So I'm doing a lot of talking and not a lot of action, so let's speed the game up, which should hopefully clear through some of this. I've not seen any death recently, which is nice. So we got 1 field so far. I mean, I could technically, if I do that, yeah, we'll clear some stuff through. And we got the entrances to it as well. We just dropped the speed a little bit just because it's killing my FPS. So what have we got? Food. Because we've got all sorts of stuff now, haven't we? So we got the milking barn. That is a gorgeous building. Kind of want that somewhere here. And then we have the dairy parlour as well, which looks like it belongs to this, so we'll let that build first and then we'll see. We have the dairy that looks nothing like these. So we've got a city windmill, which is beautiful. Watermill, large windmill. It's interesting that the windmill that would kind of be associated with this isn't in here. That's fine. What else have we got in here? Oil press, bakery. We could do a whole bakery section. That might be quite nice. Preservist. That's a gorgeous building as well. So I think I'm going to build buildings based on what they look like and if they actually fit in. So what are we looking for? It's one of these, isn't it? There's the one. But I can't quite place it in here, unfortunately. So it's going to have to be... Let's go with the diagonal one. I might need to move these houses. Well, I'll kind of think about that as we go along. Let's go with... So let's assume we don't remove those houses. We can put kind of a path through here. I think we'll go with somewhere like there. Because I do want to build a wall around these. And we're definitely going to need... Oh yeah, because I said we could put the lone cows in as well. So I think that might work. It just looks slightly different, but I think we can make that work. What else have we got? Trader, what are you? Food. Oh, people are starting to die again. I think let's stop trading because they're full. You see, they got nowhere to take the food, which is fine for the moment. Same again. So we just have copious amounts of food, and they can only hold so much. So technically, what I actually could do is, when they come, they're going to fill up, but they've got nowhere to take it, so it's taking them too long. So I could put in a magazine. I could do that now while I think about it. Just, even if it's only temporary until I lower the holding of food. Magazine. Don't know if I want to put that one in here. I mean, it would fit in with a key area, wouldn't it? Maybe if we put it somewhere like... Well, I want to put a fence, so maybe there. That might work, because I want to get some cranes and things in there. What have you got for us? More alcohol and things. That's cool. How are we getting on? We got 15 builders. The population has dropped a little bit, but bearing in mind, we have got these houses coming in now. So that's got 2 young people and a child. 2 young people and a child. Perfect. And the same again. And that's all it comes down to. I need to expand. But it's the problem is for me is the fine line is I'm not going for a huge population. But the game kind of encourages you to expand almost. So you're always going to have a fluctuation of people. We don't really want anyone in there, but we'll do it anyway. Right, so while we're waiting for this, we will build some roads. I'm going to stick to the stone road over here. So I might leave... That land's a little bit uneven. Can we just... Can we do something with it? Because when I come to put my my grass squares in, they don't work very well. The land isn't flat. Let's go with something along here. We have the school here. I think that will work quite nicely. Do I want a double path? I think we might, you know. At least to that point. Although, no, I think that'll work. That'll do exactly what we want it to do. So we'll come up here. Then we will double path into here as well. I've got to decide which house I'm going to use. That's the other thing I've got to think about. So the entrance here, see this is a double path as well, so we'll kind of do that. There is other gates around though, isn't there? Yeah, there's one here. There's one here. And one there. Not that we necessarily need an entrance to it, but we'll do it. This one we could just run a single path up the side. I think that will work well enough, and maybe the same. Well, we can't quite do that yet because we're still waiting for people to remove those things. Perfect. So we've got the basic thing going on now. We have obviously our cattle in the pen here, and then we've got these individual pens. Although it seems a little bit kind of sadistic, I decided to put a cow butcher in here as well, because this one produces meat. So we may as well process it a little bit. Don't think this one does. This is milk and leather mainly. So the industry we're going to have is going to be more around producing milk and then cheese and things like that. But the problem is, I don't know how much this produces. So when I'm looking through here, let's have a see. You. So that will make them, but because of the way the building is, I can't make it work by placing it elsewhere. So then I'd have to build another one of these kind of, what is it, a milking barn, there we go. But that would then give me even more milk. So I'm really hoping that this produces quite a lot of cheese and cream and butter. So I don't know what the old building did. Where's the old building? The dairy makes... Okay, so that's the one. I'm sure I've seen a different version of this. The thing is, it doesn't necessarily go with what we're doing. So I'm not too sure whether to use that or not. We'll kind of see. We'll see if we get a ridiculous amount of milk. And we might do, because we're using these as well. But there we go, the butcher's already away. They could be very busy. Another thing, shock horror. I've removed all my farms and all the tinneries, all the mines. And this one is now switched to making iron, because they were all kind of making tin, so it wasn't really helping. So it'll be interesting to see what happens to food. Bearing in mind I had the limit set at 300,000, we're now at 274. So the question is, I know we're not producing, it's more about how much we're using. And we're using about 80,000. So the thing is keeping the domesticated animals in here. And that seems to be the problem more than anything, because now I've started solely depending on them. They don't seem to be spawning as much, which is the obvious thing is going to happen. So before I continue, the next obvious thing for me that I can do with this version of Banished, I guess, would be to probably make statues. We've got quite a bit of stone. We've not got ridiculous amounts of stone, but that's a possibility. So until we're 100% sure this is working, I think we might make some statue carvers, and we have plenty of labour, as you can see, because we don't have farmers anymore. So these are full. Got some boats coming in now, they're taking food, but have they bought everything? That one did. What about that one? Didn't quite manage to get everything. So the question is, do we have domesticated animals? Are they just lingering around and not made it in there yet? No. So potentially, I could have shot myself in the foot, being a little bit overzealous, but I will be building more farms back, so it's not like I've completely removed them. So let's, in fact, let me just slow the game down while I'm looking at this sort of stuff. So statue carvers are going to be in one of these. So is that a slightly new building? Because I'm pretty sure I saw the old building. Yeah, it's just a different look, that's fine. It was in this one, wasn't it? Yeah. So I could put these somewhere kind of over here. Let me think about this. Got all these people here. That's going to be dockside. I could have them in here, but the stone is here, so that's going to be dockside. I don't mind them in here somewhere. I'm not too sure. A little bit of a train station, probably on that side. Maybe a more key area there. Where is the stone being stored? In these. So I guess we could get away with a couple of them over here, I think. So we'll put two like that, and then maybe leave a little bit of space and do another two like that. I might be panicking over nothing, but it's best to cover yourself. Right, so let me know what you think with regards to the was more the dairy. Should I use the old dairy to take advantage of all the extra milk? And if I do, should I put it in here? Will it work? I'm not overly convinced at this stage, but I've been known to be wrong on occasion. So what kind of wall are we going to put around here? I'm not a big fan of this one. It kind of makes sense, but I don't really like it. I might use this one. I've not used it in a while. Problem about doing that there is it's not going to work because of where those houses are. Although this would technically be the entrance here, wouldn't it? Okay, let's go with that. Just going to use all that lovely stone that I was just talking about. Bring you up here. And we're going to need a corner piece. I'll have to go there. I'm not sure if we'll put something else in here or not. That's another question. Lots of questions. One thing I love about this game, it does keep me thinking. I think we'll go with you there. I don't think that will fit. No, so we're going to need those two. And put you there. 3 and a 1. If we get this nicely boxed off, it's going to need some trees and stuff around it. But we'll get there. Whether it's time lapse, off camera, I'm not too sure yet. I think that will work quite nicely. Yes, perfect. Oh, there's the Dairy Queen himself. No, I want to leave a little bit of room because there is some doors in the back of here. Where's the wall? There we go. Now this isn't a ghost wall, so this should force people to use the direct routes and not kind of just walk through my walls. It's one of the more annoying things they like to do. So I need to kind of wrap that around here as well, but we're probably going to have to tweak the terrain a little bit. So if we do this one at a time, it doesn't butcher the hills as much, he says. There we go. Well, those builders are really slacking. I thought they'd have been here already. So we've got you here. We can probably go with it. No, there we go. They're bringing all the resources. I'm judging them too quickly. I might do that there, and I might put some trees there just to kind of disguise the mountain a little bit. Put you here. Same again. So I decided to go with this house. It's a townhouse, but I don't know, for me it just kind of fits. And then we've got the extra house on the back. So we're covering quite a few of the people that need to be here, which is nice. Okay, that's all up and running. How's food looking? Not too bad. Have we built the statue carvers yet? Okay, we're in the process of doing so. That's fantastic. That's full already, my goodness. It's getting the food where the food needs to be. That's the problem. Although I have quite a few markets over here. Not that they've got millions of things. See, that doesn't hold much, really. Yeah, they don't not hold much at all. I might actually put a few more of the food ones in here. The amount of tin we have is just insane. How are you doing? You're okay. So we might even need a school in there and a church. Let me not get distracted by that. We're doing something over here. Okay, so we need the flattened terrain tool. Yeah, I thought it wouldn't be quite flat here. So let's just tweak this a little bit. There we are. Come along here. So where are we going to put our wall? I'm guessing here. Oh, I didn't realise that was 2. Never mind. Slight mistake there. It's going to look hideous now, isn't it? Oh, actually no. It looks fine. Are you... You're something waiting to be harvested. That's fine. Right, let me just up the speed back to ×5 again. May as well. No need to panic just yet. Famous last words. Guessing we want you. Yeah, roughly. Oh, sausages. Put that in a completely wrong place. I'll drop you one down there. I'm going to find that one. Is it there? It's you. There we go. It's really hard to see these. I wish there was something on the ground that would allow you to see where they are. Unless there is a dull line, but it's not the easiest thing to see. What are you? I don't think we need anything from you at all. No. Jade. You know, we could make jade statues at some point. They're worth quite a lot. Marble. We're going to go for stone. 2, 4, 6, 8. Switch you up to 2. And you are going to be making stone statues. And dry goods. Okay, so maybe you're not dry goods, are you? I don't think you are. I don't think there is a dry goods storage there. One of these is. Bank barn, meat locker, root cellar, grain silo, dry goods. Oh. Quite the building I was expecting, but that will work. There we go. They're going to get working away at that. We've got nothing in here. The food is still holding steady where it is, so as it stands, it's not too worrying, is it? Now I've got to be careful. You see where I cover the terrain with things, with roads? You'll never be able to get the domesticated animals from those areas. Yeah, they've only just done it recently. It's because I've been playing the game on slow. Slightly impatient. Oh, they've done this. Fantastic. Let's continue. That's all I was waiting for. It's hard to do it when you can't see it. There we go. We need to work on the mountain here a little bit, I guess. Try that again. Computer said no. Right, should have done that right now, I think. Like so, and there. There. Perfect. That should have completely covered that in. I left one gap. No, they've just decided not to build that one yet. How odd is that? I placed that ages ago. Right, so we do need some roads. We need the stone road. I'll send you up here. We can't place you there because of that. Same here. I'm not too sure what that is. Don't know much about dairy farms to completely understand what the purpose of that is. We'll bring you to that here. Something like that. Should have probably put a meat locker in here. Will that work? That's a huge building, isn't it? But what about is there a meat locker for this area? I don't think there is there? No. Don't want anything that big, it's too big. Just have to make sure there's a storage barn nearby. Okay. Kind of getting there. Still a little bit unsure as to why they've not done that yet. Food is almost at 300,000 again, it's going up. I think we're fine. So I can't build roads in here, so that's going to now require me to use these fabulous stone squares. I think if we do something like so. Don't quite know why there's that little line there. There shouldn't be. It's not the end of the world though. It's on the same there for some strange reason. Okay. Something on that one. How odd. Perfect. Let's get these in here. Whoops. Get rid of you and that one. Right, I think then we're going to put some grass in here, I think. So we've got verdant, but I think I might just go with the bog standard grass. Because verdant looks very nice, but I don't want it looking too nice. And I might tweak this area a little bit as we go by. And I'm definitely going to put some trees and things in. Just until I figure out exactly what I'm putting in. This will just make it look nice, and it'll also stop me getting some domesticated animals, but that's fine. So just the main thing it will stop is trees growing, because that can be a tad annoying. Okay, that's you. Across here like so, and where's the other one? Stone road. And this is going to look quite nice in here. They're working away on those roads already. They didn't waste any time. Let's get these in. The thing is, we've got 30 builders, 123 labourers. That's quite a lot. We've got 84 children at the moment and 85 students, so we're going to get an influx of people for labouring very soon. That's not too bad. How is the stone holding up? It's not doing that bad at the moment. We might need another quarry at some point. I just realised I'm building all these lovely roads. There's a door here, so I've got to build a path as well at some point. Not overly fussed right now. Do that as we kind of work our way around doing the detailing. I don't think, yeah, this is going to need something other than what I'm doing, but for the moment we're just going to cover it in. I'll do some different paths and things. That is looking quite nice. So it's pretty plain. Actually, do you know what? That works quite well. Yeah, so we need all the detailing and things, and all the final touches, but I think that's quite good. Let's go and have a look at our statue carvers. Okay, that's not been built yet, which is surprising. We've done 10, done 12, 12, 6. The thing is, the stone is so close. It's just kind of perfect for them. I'm not too sure why they've not done that yet. Increase priority. Perfect. How are we doing over here? There's some domesticated animals. Yeah, they're still buying quite a bit. The food hasn't moved much, in all fairness. What are you? You're making tools. So we've been at our limit for tools for a while, but just looking at that, it's like clothes has took a little bit of a dip. Let's have a look. Yes, quite a bit. You have to be careful there. So we've got a tailor here with one person in it, and a blacksmith. You're making wool coats, that's fine. And you are not doing anything because you have no wool. So what do we need? Wool, leather. Let's have a quick look. Have we got a lot of leather? the question. L, leather. Ooh, we got tons. Well, that's that problem fixed, hopefully, if we deal with it in time. So you just switch to making hide coats. Put an extra person in there. Look, I looked at that. I'm terrible for not looking at these things. Right, so we've got all our grass in. Perfect. I might have to move these houses. But I'm quite happy with how that's looking at the moment. So the question is, and here's a question for you, for those of you that have managed to stick to the end of the episode. I can leave this as grass, which I probably should, seeing as the cows eat it. So I can come along here and I can just use the same square just to touch everything up. Or I could change it to verdant, make it a little bit more lush. So let me... I can't really give you an example, but there's not much difference in the texture anyway. It's just a little bit lighter. This is the green we're currently using out here. Don't think we should use that one. And I don't think we should go with mud, because it just wouldn't work. If it was pigs. So, should I stick to the current grass we're using, or should I switch to verdant? What do you think? Because I'm not 100% sure. It'd be nice to know what you think. And then I think we will rearrange this to have some baking and things. I'm not too sure what we'll put in here, but I think we'll have some cornfields and stuff here. And then this area is going to kind of be freed up a little bit, so we might have to think of something else. It's amazing how these two buildings here can pretty much power the needs of the food. And I say pretty much because although it's not dropped huge amounts, I'm not too sure actually if it's going to work. Anyway, I think I'm going to leave this episode right here. So until next time, as always, take care.